for Behind the Mirror podcast. Welcome to our main episode. I'm Lisa.
I'm Laura.
And I'm Sarah.
Today's episode is sponsored by Whisk and Pop. Robin offers bespoke cakes, cupcakes and party treats. She's based in North Lanarkshire and offers collection and delivery services. So get in touch with her if you're having an event.
Did she bring any today?
No, she never actually. I know.
Right, Robin.
Could do a cupcake actually.
I know. I feel like she should make some of the wee hairbrushes and stuff on them.
I know, that's a good
Yes,
idea.
Special request.
I know, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
They are amazing. Our cakes are amazing. You know, you get some cakes and they look the part and the
Yeah.
decor looks amazing.
Yeah.
But the actual cakes are out of this world. And I'm not just saying that.
Yeah, well, you are just saying that. No, bring any.
No,
So,
honestly,
that's just not even.
She's really, really good at it.
Okay, next episode we would.
Yeah. We would like
require
some
cakes.
cakes. Yes.
So how are you?
Right, so obviously it's been a while since all three of us were together.
It's nice
'cause,
to be back.
I know. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I feel
The
like I've not been
wanderer
up for ages.
returns.
No.
How is the house?
The house is not great.
So for those of you listening that maybe don't know what happened, Laura's ceiling fell in.
Yes.
Not
Yeah.
dramatic or anything.
Yeah, burst pipe, literally the full ceiling came in. So the problem we've now got is waiting on the insurance to allocate the different tradespeople, and so it's just taking a bit of time. But we can still live in the house, so that's the main thing.
I mean, is Chris not good with the DIY?
He is, right, so he is, but the thing is with insurance, they offer you either a cash settlement or they can offer to do the work, but the cash settlement didn't even nearly cover what the work was going to be. So I don't know if they do that so that people
have
maybe
to use.
I don't know if it's so that people don't maybe just do it for cash purposes. I'm not sure. I don't know what the reasoning is, but there is absolutely no way that what they offered us would even have covered the work. So, and you know, it's hard because Chris is so particular about his work. So he's like, I cannot be in the house when work's getting done. They're not going to do it right. As far
Like
as
us with our hair, probably.
I know it is. So, but yeah, we
Like
didn't
you just
really
cut
have
your
an
own and me
option,
that's
to be
wearing a wig,
honest.
so that's absolutely brilliant.
I know, chop. So.
And also, like, well, Laura texts me and says she's cut her own hair, and I was like, right. I mean, how many staff work in your salon? And then you've got me as well. Like, I mean, there's an awful lot of contacts you could have contacted, but it looks really good.
I am so impulsive though. Like, see, like there and then, if I feel like I'm going to cut my hair, it gets cut there and then.
Yeah.
It gets
Do
done.
not try this at home, folks.
Yes, please don't.
To be fair, I did have to get Laura in the salon. She did, even up for me a wee bit at the back. I imagine the front looked great, but the back, not
Yeah.
too much.
I was going
And
to
then obviously, like, selfishly, she had another holiday.
Yes. So, yes.
So my extensions
Thor.
yeah, they're not in.
not
So
doing them.
we have a hairpiece, which actually is
It looks good.
It works.
Couldn't tell.
very heavy.
It works for short periods of time, like one night out, or you
Yeah.
could
Yeah,
normally. you
What's a
can-
night out?
Well, a lunch out.
McDonald's, you mean?
Yes. At 4 a.m. when your baby doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
No.
A fillet of fish.
Oh gosh. Right, moving on.
Well, listen, being vegetarian or pescatarian is not the easiest to eat out, actually.
Is that what you get from McDonald's?
That's like
A
all I
fillet
can
of fish?
get.
Oh my God. That's
I
awful.
know.
I'd
I know.
rather go without.
It's like a fish finger in a roll with mayonnaise.
I actually love fish. I love seafood. But I still would not get a fillet
No,
of fish.
I wouldn't either.
But that's all I can eat because I'm allergic to corn. And in case they use corn,
Eat the chips.
I can eat chips, yeah, but they're vegetarian. But other than that, like, I can't eat meat. So,
Yeah.
Or you could get veggie nuggets.
but they might be
it's
corn.
corn.
If it's corn, I nearly ended up in hospital. So,
Again,
yeah,
I just
dramatic.
couldn't.
But actually, I did the hair strand test.
Oh,
Remember I was
yes.
telling you that
You
I
were
booked
telling us.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I've fallen out with them.
Oh gosh. Why? What have you done?
This is just a crock of nonsense. Like, we're going to get
A crock.
hit with a lot of signs on this clip that'll be like, oh my God, it's backed up and whatever. Right, so you cut your hair as close to the root as possible, and you only have to send like 6 strands or something. So, which is just as well because I only have 12. So,
So half your hair was sent off. Love
off
it.
it went. That's why I'm actually having to wear a wig today. Check mybodyhealth.com's got the rest of it in their warehouse. So you send it away and then it comes back with a traffic light system of things that not that you're allergic to,
Yes.
that you are intolerant of, or that your body is showing high risk of intolerance.
Okay.
So I have a very severe allergy to seafood.
Yes.
I nearly died. We had to, I had to get an ambulance out
Yeah.
over the back of eating 2 prawns. Prawns, green.
Yeah, you're fine.
Apparently, this company seems to be like, oh no, you're not at risk of any kind of reaction to prawns. So I was like, right, that straight away to me is a red flag. 'Cause then they came back in their email and said, yeah, but there's a difference between an allergy and a reaction. And I was like, yeah, but surely my body would show a form of intolerance being I am so severely allergic to shellfish.
That's weird.
Yeah. So there was
That's
also
really dangerous, actually. It's not
that's
just
what
weird.
I said to
it's really
them. I said to them, I was like see if prawn hadn't been on there, and I know factually that I cannot eat prawn. Like, I would have maybe not even thought, I would have just cut what it said out. And then I was like, right, nah, you're giving me scary vibes here, because, so I emailed them and said it was really irresponsible that you would sell this kit and pitch it like it's a science when I can tell you for a fact that I am severely intolerant to shellfish.
Yes.
And then, so on the red list, so they test you for, I think it was either 1,000 or 10,000, I can't remember. It's a lot of stuff. And I am only red light to like say 200. It must have been 10,000, because they were like, oh no, you've done really well. Well, on that is every form of dairy substitute, every form of, so I'm like, that, so don't eat any dairy, all meat, bar, like, and there was such random things. It was like reindeer. Apparently I'm all right with that. Like,
just in case I get caught in the North Pole.
A wee reindeer steak. It was just nonsense. Like, I was really excited about it as well, because when we came in, obviously I've been having issues and I've been in and out of hospital and stuff, and I was like, oh my God, this is going to be actually amazing, because obviously we were talking before about how based on your hair they can do drug tests and the science behind it's amazing. You were saying about they can do PTSD tests. This company claims to be able to not test for PTSD, just test your levels of liver function, your body function, and your stress. And then obviously this absolute blasé report comes back where it's like, yeah, you're stressed. And I was like, all right. With no explanation.
The trouble you've got with that, though, is you know for a fact that you're allergic to prawns. So there'll be people that'll get the results through and use that as fact. That might not be accurate.
And cut hundreds of things out their diet. So all dairy, all dairy
like,
substitutes.
I can't eat that, and actually they might be fine. They're just
I know.
For the rest of their life, they'll believe that they can't eat spaghetti or whatever. Do you know?
100%. And like I say, had prawn not been on there, I probably, because I was so desperate for answers, like I've got food diaries that I keep every day. I've got a million tablets that they've got me on, and it was like, oh, this could be the solution. If they just tell me, by the way, you can no longer eat blah blah and blah, I will never eat those things, and I will never have this like constant trips to hospital and stuff. But
how legitimate was the company?
Well, it was the top rated on Google when you send it in.
Right, okay.
So and then obviously, so I left a review, a Trustpilot, saying like, this is absolute nonsense. You know, I'm severely allergic to prawn, and you've said I'm all right. And then they basically contacted me and said, no, you've got a misunderstanding. Like, we've not diagnosed you with allergies. We've diagnosed you with intolerances, and there's a scientific difference. Now, I'm not a scientist, but I'm thinking that if my body's severely allergic to prawn, it would surely show at least some amber flag of like, we don't like this. And they basically came back and said like, you know, we want to make this right, so we're going to offer you a free consultation with our nutritionist. And I was like, you've basically said I'm allergic to everything. So I'm had to just live on dust like Little Britain.
Absolutely.
So and they kept emailing me back, and it was a different member of staff every time. So at the bottom of it would be like, you know, like, you could do this, Maria, and then I would respond and say, just for clarification, this is like not okay. And then, you know, it'd be like another email where they hadn't even read my response, and it'd be like from Rachel. And it was saying something totally different. But I think it's
just getting fired to everyone at that point.
Oh, God.
So anyone looking to do the hair strand test,
don't do it.
Nah, don't think so.
I've always wanted to do that just out of pure curiosity, because you know they say sometimes, depending on, you know, you get up some mornings and you just feel a bit like tired. You've had a really good sleep, but you just feel tired or run down, and they say like depending on what you eat can affect it. So like if you've got an intolerance to say tomatoes, you might not like you don't have like a reaction. You're not allergic to them, but it just makes you feel a bit rubbishy when you eat them, but you maybe can't pinpoint exactly what it is. And then there's other mornings you get up and you think, oh, I feel really good today. And I thought I always wanted to do it, because I think it'd be interesting just to find out, you know, what are the best things you can put in your body, obviously to make you feel but it kind of makes you a bit cautious after that.
I was really disappointed. So that was my, because obviously I was pure buzzing like all the hair knowledge, and I mean it could be a fluke, and maybe that company, they were definitely the highest rated on Google, like they came, like it was the, you know, the top recommended one. Maybe I will try again, because they're not crazy expensive or anything to do.
No, it's true.
With another company, and then cross-reference them. Just for, you know, our viewers' sake, I'll take one for the team. I'll cut my other 6 hairs off.
Oh, thanks.
And send them away. But Because actually Paul at one point said to me, like, are you sure you didn't cut your extension? I was like, no, I did not. I got that bit.
I got that bit right at the front.
Well, the thing is, I know you would have to be careful of that because it is human hair. So you would technically get the hair into
You just don't know who it is.
You're allergic
and you're
to cumin,
definitely
and I'm
sure
like,
you definitely didn't do that.
oh, yeah, that happened, yeah.
Just in case.
She pulled them all
That
out
would be a
first.
blonde moment.
Yes.
There's like, yeah,
It's possible.
somebody from the Fair Trade Hair Extension Company is like that. Oh my God, I did not know I was allergic to prawn. Oh no, you're not.
Oh no, you're
apparently.
fine for prawns.
You're all right for prawn.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
Speaking about food, so in case anybody's wondering about, the cameras adding pounds, it's not the camera. I have actually put on about half a stone because
No,
I
you
was
haven't.
all inclusive on holiday.
Right, no, it is the
Oh my
camera because
God.
I'm actually not an elephant in real life. We were talking about this earlier. Like, I am now down to a size 10, and every time I watch back one of our episodes, I'm either green colouring
Because you
or
were ill.
I am huge. Well, I was ill, but that, like, I didn't think I looked like that in real life. And then I watch it back and I'm like, that, God almighty, what kind of an angle is that on my face?
I mean, to be fair, when we were filming last time, you looked fine at the beginning, then by the end of it, you were going green, and I was like, okay, we need to stop now.
Done well. You done well.
It was
Covered well.
definitely
You
a
did
hard
well.
one. I watched it back and I was like, you could see Paul said like my ADHD was on full pelt at the beginning of the episode, and it was like and then all of a sudden I'm like,
By the end, you're like, oh,
Sarah, what did you do yesterday?
yes.
Wilting.
Free white flag.
At least nothing dropped out the set that week because I
This
think
is
I
true.
actually would have died.
I know you
That
would
would have
have.
been enough to tip me over the
Yes,
edge.
you would have puked.
Yeah.
So tell us about the all-inclusive.
Yes, the food was actually really good because now when you go to all inclusive, you're always a wee bit wary. And
Yes.
we've always went to Turkey, and I swore after the last time I was not going back to see that until the airport. I've said it before, like I just
have,
can't see the difference. So we went to Mallorca. Oh my God, the flight was a dream. It was a dream. It was
it's so
so
short.
good.
It's a couple of hours,
And
yeah.
he's just that wee bit older, so he just sat. We've got like a Kindle Fire, and he sat with that, and he was just, and then he fell asleep for about an hour.
Yay.
It was so good. It was amazing. The
Love
whole
it.
holiday was really, really good. But what I was going to tell you, so what happened while we were away, so I'm not one of these like paranoid mums like day to day. Like I think I'm sometimes a wee bit too laid back with things.
Okay.
But when it comes to like being out in public with like the both of them,
Yeah.
Willow as well, even though she's 8, I have this horrible, like, do you know what it is? I think I've watched too many documentaries and read too many things.
I'm the same.
And I get this horrible like fear of losing them,
Yeah.
right? So when we went away, my dad actually, it was his idea. So my sister had got him an ear tag when
Oh my God, I was just about to say that
Right.
people sew ear tags into the shoes and
well,
stuff.
so we got ear tags for both the kids, and you can get like these bracelets
Yep.
on Amazon. So they both had, Jude had a blue one, Willow had a pink one, and it was more really like, I mean, Jude was always with us. It was more for Willow.
Yes.
See, at night time, because she met like a couple of wee friends, and she's at the age where she's a wee bit too old for the disco now.
Yes.
And she had her wee friends, and they were just wanting to walk about like the hotel. Like, and I mean, she was told not to go too far, obviously.
yeah.
Still, within where we were sitting. But see, if I don't have eyes on her, my heart goes like that. And it's dark, and you can't see her, and so it was really good because you could literally track her
Is it like
on
really accurate?
Really
Can you see
accurate.
it, like in a
Yeah.
building? So in this building, you would be able to tell if she was in the toilet.
So basically, I'll show you the area. So as you walk up, if you get closer, then it starts like
Properly beeping at you. Yeah.
Oh wow!
it pulses to show you're like it's right in front of you. It's right there.
But, like-
It's really, really good.
So and is it only like a certain radius? So see if Willow went. Like you went to Mallorca, I take it you can't track an ear tag from like you not being in the same 2 miles or whatever, or can you?
You can track it wherever.
Yeah.
You can track it anywhere.
Oh right,
So
so it's not like
a
you
lot-
need to be
It's
within
not like
a location.
It's not like a radio that only works over a certain frequency and certain range. No, these things actually work. They work on Wi-Fi.
We've got like we use them for different things. Like we've got one in the car as well, like for Chris's van, just because he's not got a tracker in his van. So if his van ever got stolen, then
Yeah,
you
that's
can
true.
track it. And
Oh,
so
right.
anyway,
But could someone not cut the ear tags off?
I mean, if you knew where they were, yeah.
Like on
But
the kids, I mean.
it wouldn't have
Or
been
are they
available.
like quite
yeah, but-
bulletproof, like wee
no,
bracelets?
it's just a rubber. It's just like a rubber
should have
band,
bent
and it slides in it. But I
But
think
you
it will
wouldn't
lose
know.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, you
it
wouldn't
just
know
looks
it was
like a
a-
watch because it's inside it.
Right. Okay, so it's not even obvious. So like
not
someone tries to steal a kid, then they
No.
wouldn't know that was what that was.
And Willow would make so much noise, you would think at
I
that
know.
point anyway. But it was more just for me, so I can see where she
Yes.
is. But trying to give her like a small bit of like, a
Freedom.
wee
Yeah.
bit more independence
Yeah.
and freedom.
Yeah.
You don't want to be on her either. So, but anyway, so that was fine. So it worked really, really well.
Good.
So
Yeah.
we were going up to I can't remember if it was like our second last night, and we went up to the room and the show was still on. I think Jude was being a wee bit of a nightmare that night actually. So we went up to the room. So we pressed the lift. So there was like 4 lifts. We pressed the lift and we got in, and there was a wee girl. Now, the wee girl was about, I would say, 5. And she was standing. So I was like, are you coming in? Or are you going, what's happening here? And she obviously didn't speak English. So she just got in the lift with us and she pressed, I can't remember, we were on, say, 6. She pressed like 4. So I was like, okay. And then, so I'm saying to Chris, she feels really young to be on her own. This doesn't sit right with me. So we stopped at 4. So the lift doors open and she got out. So I said to Chris, just wait a minute. So we kind of held back. Yeah. And I stood, and she obviously knew I was watching her because she walked down the corridor to her room, but she kept like turning around looking at me, and I was saying, are you okay? Yeah. And she was nodding, but I was like, I can't just leave her here.
No, I'd be the same.
It's like every parent does things differently, isn't it?
Yeah, and I was just like, something's not sitting right with me here. So anyway, so we stood. And I watched her, so she was chapping the doors, and then she basically worked her way up, and I thought, she doesn't know what door she's in. Oh. I know. So I
How
thought,
have they not noticed their child's not there?
This is the thing, right? So I'm like, so has she been allowed to go down and then back up, but can't remember her door, or?
Yeah, but why would you?
So Chris was like, I'm going to go up to the room and take the stuff up. He's like, and then I'll come back down again. So I kind of stood in the hall. So I said, I went up to her and I said, are you okay? Do you want to come with me and we'll go down to reception? So she was nodded her head. So I was like, right, okay, I'm so glad I never left you.
Yeah.
So by that time, Chris had came back down the lift, and the lift opened again. She came back in with us. So I said, Chris, we'll just go right down to reception. So we took her down, went to reception with her, and I said to one of the staff, I don't know where this little girl's mum is. She was wandering around up the stairs and the floor. And the guy said, oh, it's fine, I'll get her mum. So I thought, it's weird how they know who her mum is.
So it's not the first time it's happened.
That's what I thought. So then the next thing, the wee girl ran away. But I was like, I didn't want to chase after her. But she ran out to where the show was, and all the people were sitting, and it was dark. So he kind of went out after. So then you're standing and you're like, I don't know what to do here. Do you now leave it? You've gave that responsibility. Yeah. But something just didn't sit right with me. But anyway, so we hung about for a wee while. Then I noticed she was on the stage taking part in the show.
Right, okay.
And then she came back down, then she went to the table with her mum. And then, so I felt like an idiot because I'm chasing this wee girl about. Her mum sitting there. She knows where her mum is. But I thought, that mum didn't even notice that she was away.
That she'd got in a lift and gone up 4
floors. And then the guy
floors.
went over and he was sitting, talking to the family. And I thought, that's been raised before.
Yes.
For him to know. Because I thought, if Willow went missing, they wouldn't know who I was.
No, that's true.
I thought, oh my God, MD could have, because there's no security on the hotel, so MD could have took that wee girl.
Yeah.
It just, I thought, oh my God, talk about me one extreme to the other. And I just thought,
but I'm like that with my 2, and they're 11 and 9. I'm like, you can't go anywhere.
I just thought that's a normal. See, if I couldn't see them, never mind as young as that though.
It's not even I think that it was Madeleine McCann set the precedent for everybody. Obviously, I was young at the time when that happened, but after that, even back in the day when you used to be able to get away with a bit more because there wasn't maybe as much internet and badness or known badness. And now it's no.
It kind of made me angry because I wanted to go up to the mum and go, I've been looking for you. Your wee girl's been walking around, because it makes you frustrated. And you think, do you know, you didn't even notice that she...
I probably would have.
Oh, yeah, you would have.
Yeah, I would have.
I'm sure she was Spanish.
I wouldn't have cared. I'd have translated it on my phone and been like...
Because even Chris was like, we could have been anyone. We could have taken her into her room.
That's true.
It's horrifying.
I know.
That is horrifying.
Yeah, so that was me, but I couldn't stop thinking about it.
So you nearly came home with another child. So
I know.
So it was a good holiday then.
I know, but so the actual holiday itself was really, really good. It was amazing. But yeah.
Oh, good.
I know. All good. Well needed, especially.
But you're not allowed another one for a while. I mean, how many of you had this year?
I've only had 2 holidays.
Oh, it feels like loads.
No.
How many hair appointments have you missed?
I mean, I think every time I'm due a hair appointment, she's like, I can't be bothered with her chat twice a week. Already had her on the podcast this week. I am not having her again. I've just booked Spain. I'm like, all right, aye, very good. She's probably not even in Spain. That story, so she's read that off Reddit.
So right, ear tag. You could track her next time.
Well,
bought you a birthday present.
Well, one night me and Chris were laughing because one night I couldn't find him because he went to the bar. And, on holiday, your phones, the Wi-Fi is terrible, so you can't just phone them to find them. And I was shouting at him one night. I was like, I'm going to get you a bloody ear tag. He's like, calm down. Stalker.
Sometimes it's needed.
I know.
Well, you're in Morrison's. Can you pick up some milk? Oh my God, what an air.
How could she see? Yeah.
And so you've been in New York?
I have been in New York.
Yes, Big 4-0.
I know.
We like to say that.
Yes, Big 4-0. I'm a new chapter celebrating now. I even brought my 40th birthday tiara with me.
I love it.
Love it.
So I was in New York with my
That's
best
amazing.
friend Lindsay, and she went all out. So I got a tiara, I got a sash, I got a badge, I got a big banner that says happy 40th birthday, Sarah.
Love it.
That when she was unpacking the suitcase, she's like, here's the duct tape to put the banner up. I'm like, whoa. Hang on. What do you mean duct tape?
Save it for the late night
Yes.
episode. We know what you're like.
I'm thinking, you're going to put that on the walls, you're going to take the paint off of it.
I mean, I was not thinking that.
No, what else? Anyway, so she did not put the banner on the wall. I wouldn't let her. She's like, I was planning on doing this while we were asleep.
God, love that.
Tuck tape when you were asleep. I mean, that was
not good. But I'm like, I'm so glad you didn't put that on the wall when we were asleep.
Yeah.
But we never got into like US time zone. We were awake at 3 a.m. every morning. Yes. So
God.
we had things booked. Like for on my birthday, what I wanted to do was walk across the Brooklyn Bridge at sunrise, which we did, but we've been awake for 3
I was going to say,
hours.
it was dead easy then at that point. It'd be like the afternoon for you.
I feel like having a newborn. It was like staying at my house.
So how did you feel when you came back? Because you must
amazing.
have slightly got into the time zone
we did a
towards
wee
the
bit.
end.
But we were like, when we stayed up late, we went to see Broadway, we went to see Chicago and Broadway, which
I
was
love
amazing.
Chicago.
Finished at 10:30, but we were in bed asleep by 11 because we were exhausted, still awake at 3 o'clock in the morning. So we'd only had 4 hours sleep because 11 p.m. US time is like 4 a.m. our time or something like that. So we did, and we didn't get into it. Our flight home was Sunday night, so we boarded the plane at 9 p.m. US time and landed at 8 a.m. UK
Did
time.
you sleep the flight?
Nope. I didn't.
Do you not?
Lindsay did. Well, she got a little
Do you
bit
not
of sleep.
Can you
No.
sleep on a flight usually?
I don't know. It's been so long since I was last on a flight, either overnight or that long. But I had,
And to be able to, because usually if you've got the kids with you, you don't.
yeah, you
there's
wouldn't.
not a
But I
luxury of
had
that always.
I was in the middle. I let Lindsay have the window seat on the way home, and I had a man sit next to me who was a bit too large to fit into the chair, and every time he moved, he brudged up against me, and I was just like,
It's
We're
just-
making
you're
a
like-
new rule that if you were over a certain size, you had to buy 2 seats.
yeah, but he wasn't. He wouldn't have been over that size. He was just too
just
big.
snug.
He was-
Sometimes
yes,
you're like
snug.
personal space, need my
So
personal
I
space.
had like half an hour sleep.
Even just to touch and
Yeah, I was like,
I always wondered as well, like, see when they put one armrest between you, why do they put one? Because who owns it?
Oh, whose
arms to go there?
He
think you have to
lifted it
go
up.
I was because I think you have to go with like the outside at that
Yeah.
point. So if you've got the outside one,
Yeah,
and
but
then that
it's-
becomes yours. I know it's a bit like
Why have they not just
Filling
doubled it
knife
up?
and
Like
forks at
one
the
on
table.
that side and then 2 there so that you both have.
Yes, that would
You
make
know, like,
sense.
yeah, I was beside my mum on ours, so it was fine because I could say, like, can you get your arm off? I need to be in my weird
I
position.
know that's a fight that happened with
But
Willow
that's
and
a
Jude
weird
in the
thing.
flight. I know
Who owns the armrest?
Yeah.
No, this man lifted the one up in between the two of us because he was too snug.
Oh,
So
no.
there wasn't even
There was
that.
spillage.
I was just like edging away from him, and then
No,
but I was pretty
that's
much
not
on top
fair.
of Lindsay at one point. I got half an hour because I just kind of was so exhausted. I just
And if
passed
he's
out.
so close to you, I'd be scared in case you
Yeah,
fell.
I was like,
yeah, too
Okay, imagine if
cozy.
you fell asleep on him.
I know.
oh no, no, because he smelled weird too.
Oh,
it
no.
was not good.
I mean, who would you rather sit next to then? Me, who's having the anxiety panic attacks in a weird, like, crab-like position, or the smelly
You.
wait guy?
That's every time. You, every time. I
I think
trust you.
somebody familiar is always going to win that
Yeah.
argument.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Well, that's
There
giving
you
me
go.
my ego a wee boost. Like, even in my terrible state, I beat a guy with BO and an overweight problem. That's
There we
absolutely
go.
wonderful.
You're welcome. But no, New York was just phenomenal. This holiday for me has been like 21 years in the making.
Yep.
I was in New York when I was 19, but I was due to meet up with a girl from university. We'd both gone and done Camp America. I did camp in New York and she did camp in Texas. And we were meeting up in New York to then go traveling, but she didn't get on her flight from Texas. And of course, this was before mobile phones really took off, really showing my age now. And she had no way of contacting me. So I sat in a youth hostel for 2 days to wait for this girl to turn up. And then we had to get on a Greyhound bus and go traveling. So my experience of New York
Oh, wow. It's sitting in a
21
hostel?
years
Oh
ago,
my God, but you thinking like she was lost?
That's terrifying.
I was like, what? And then I did get an email from her to say that, she'd been...
Pigeon carried it.
No, yes. I'm like, but that way it's like, had to pay for the internet. You're
Yeah.
like,
Oh, remember those internet
wait
cafes?
for an internet cafe and stuff. So managed to find one, got an email from her to say that she'd got on her flight, but it was oversubscribed. So they gave her $300 and an overnight accommodation if she got off the plane, which is what
Wow.
she did. But by the time she got off the plane, got to the hotel, found an internet cafe, we're talking 24 hours later after she got off the flight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh my God.
21 years in the making this holiday was, and worth the wait. It was so good. Also,
I suppose when you've had that long to plan it, you can make it exactly how you want it to be.
Also, ChatGPT was our friend.
Oh,
Have you used ChatGPT?
Yeah, I use it every day.
Yeah, see,
For
I
everything.
don't.
I love it.
I'm like a total novice when it comes to this. Lindsay is on it. So when we were meeting up months ago to plan the holiday, she would ask ChatGPT what's recommended, what's this, that, next thing. So I picked what we were going to do, like sunrise across the Brooklyn Bridge. I wanted to do the Friends experience because I'm a total Friends geek.
Yep.
We did the Statue of Liberty. We actually went all the way up into the Crown, which was actually really small. It's much smaller than where we are right now. You wouldn't think it was that small. Lisa's like, no.
When I was in New York, and it was the year just after the Twin Towers happened, so you couldn't even go up.
You wouldn't be able to do
a lot
anything.
of things weren't open again, and that was one of the things you couldn't do.
Couldn't do it.
No, so I would love to do that, actually.
It was worth it.
Yeah.
163 steps up to the top with this narrow hallway.
No, absolutely
Feel the burn.
Oh yeah, we earned our Prosecco that night.
Why did you pay for the privilege of doing that?
Because you can go up into the Crown and you can say that you've done it.
I know, it's just a tick of box.
Lisa's like, nope.
Absolutely not. The sweat would be dripping
it
off
was.
me. I'd be climbing on the walls. I've actually got...
Are you okay with heights?
No.
Oh, right, okay. Well, yeah,
that's
you
probably
wouldn't
not
do
going to
it.
work for you then.
So when I was working...
So it's not just the plane.
No.
It's the height and the plane.
Like, when I was a trainee solicitor, the immigration court, so I was in immigration, and the immigration court is like, well, it used to be, it's moved now. It was all glass. So like the walls were glass, the stairs were glass, the lift was glass. I was like, right. So I actually, and I never told anyone at the office, this is so embarrassing. So I had gone down one of the girls, and I'm climbing up so I'm like looking at my options. I'm like, well, the glass stairs or the glass lift, this is horrific.
Yeah.
It's just like, do you want to shoot yourself or do you want to stab yourself? Like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
So I climbed up the stairs and I had my heels on, and it's like, I don't know why there's such an irrational fear that, the gap between the stairs?
Yes.
I'm not going to fit through that. But my brain's like that. You could slip. You
Just
could fall.
in case.
Yeah.
There's always that
So I
small
was
chance.
holding the wall, and somebody walked up at the side, and I'm like holding the wall, and it was on so technically speaking was like the third floor, but actually it's like the sixth because it's like stairs.
Oh, right, okay,
stairs.
yeah.
So this guy comes along beside me and went, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm absolutely fine. I don't really like heights." And he was like, "Can I help you in any way?" And I'm thinking, by doing what? What exactly are you going to do? He was a judge.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, so I had to go we were sitting after that, I was with my colleague and she's presenting, and I was like, oh, this is
I know that guy.
I know that guy.
he tried to help me climb up. I don't know if he was going to piggyback me or what was going to happen there, and I'm like gripping onto my bag as if, me and it are going to like fall down the stairs. Like, yeah.
I said rational.
There's nothing worse though than that horrible feeling of being scared.
Yeah.
Like it's so irrational. It doesn't matter. It's
I had that a bit, went up it's called Summit One, which is one of the new viewing platforms
Sounds
in
horrific.
New York. Yeah, you'd hate it. It's on the 93rd floor of this building, and you walk out into this
Glass
room.
floor.
There was a glass floor at one point, but the first room you walk
I'm
into
getting
is
goosebumps.
mirrored. So it's
wow.
mirrored on the floor and on the ceiling, and then it's just all glass looking out. It was phenomenal, amazing, but like really disorientating because we had to wear our sunglasses because it was just so bright. And then all the windows are tilted slightly out so that you could look.
Absolutely not. Oh my god, that is horrific. I've got goosebumps on my body. Like, I'm actually sweating. My hands are sweating.
I think there's a lot of people would probably struggle with that.
Well, whereas Lindsay's like, watch this, get your camera out. So I filmed her, she went, run, jump.
No.
As in, like, put her hands up against the glass.
It's actually making me feel like I'm panicking on your behalf, because that's the kind of thing
I don't
that
think
they
I
say.
could do the jump, punching and the
I couldn't even
jumping.
be with somebody. I'd be shouting at her like, "Stop that! Sit down,
Behave
yourself." So it's like somebody that struggles the roller coaster. You're like, they're right.
Not funny. Yeah.
It wasn't going to do anything. They say things like, "It's never done that before," till she fell out the window.
Oh, yeah.
Like, play stupid games, get stupid prizes. Let's not have you fall to your death. I don't want to witness that. That's horrific.
Oh, dear.
Nah. No. We need to change the subject.
Okay.
I feel like I need a proper
I'll
manual.
change it. So, what's your thoughts on? I was reading this yesterday. What's your thoughts on an AI judge? This is what they're saying that
Judge
that's
for
going to
what?
come in courtrooms.
Oh, wow.
So,
Ooh.
yep. I know. You've
I mean-
obviously got the law thing.
The law thing.
The law thing, previous life and all that.
She did that. Yeah, that law stuff.
And just with you talking about Chat GPT there.
Yeah.
Nah,
It reminded
don't
me.
vibe that at
I
all.
mean,
No,
it
I don't-
like the AI, it learns all the time, and
Yeah.
then at what point is it going to learn?
So it
I
takes
can
away all human emotion.
True.
Yeah, but sometimes
even
human
as a-
emotion is what's needed.
Even
in a
as
judgment.
I know, even as a judge, obviously, as much as obviously you don't want to be, you will still be biased slightly based on your own experiences or past cases or I don't know how I feel about that.
It's just like, look at something that's happened that maybe on paper doesn't fit a mass crime, but actually the implications that it had on the people that it affected were really drastic. And if so on paper they've they've committed a small crime, but they've detrimentally affected 10 people that they were close to, and it's had so and so's not able to work anymore and so whatever. Then an AI thing would be going based on fact alone, as in well, you didn't really commit that much of a crime, so we're going to give you a tag. Whereas actually a judge could look at the bigger picture and be like, but you've ruined her life and you've ruined her life, and maybe then we want to. But then like my views of the system aren't great anyway.
Just think for me, it's a wee bit too much like that iRobot thing.
Yes.
It's like
I love that
robots
film.
it's like
I can't wait for Alexis to become like
but
that.
it is almost like it's robots taking over a wee bit, and it's like I do think there's some things that, as you say, maybe still need emotion attached.
Yes, I
to an
agree.
extent.
And education. Like, this is going to sound horrible, but I remember one of the things at law school being taught was like juries generally are made up. They're not made up. So you're not made up from like lawyers and judges and people that understand that. They're people that are available, because what they'd said was, I don't know if this is still accurate, obviously that was a long time ago, like neurosurgeons are busy. Like they can't go. So it's not to say that people that attend jury are not educated, because that's not the case. But you'll find that they're not. It's a lot of people are maybe like your stay-at-home people or people that have never had a job, and therefore they're available to show up. And so it can be tricky, because then law becomes so factually complicated. Are they understanding what's actually happened? It's like, look at the Lucy Letby thing. Like the judgment on that's wild, actually wild. Now, whether you're pro or against her, you look at the facts that were presented in that case, and I'm pretty sure, I think she did do it, but I don't think she should have been convicted on the basis of the evidence that was presented, because it was rubbish. Like, but
but it's also like things happen in the courtroom where statements are said, leading the witness and all this, and it's you tell the jury, right, disregard what you've just heard. No jury member is going to go, oh yeah, I'm just not going to remember that.
Impossible. I don't know why they do that. I know it
did you know as well, like, see when a lawyer shouts, oh my God, I've forgotten the word.
Oh wow, you should know this.
I know. Well, I never did it. I did immigration, so like it didn't end up being my route. When you stop, like, objection, that's the word. If that happens in real life, the whole jury need to leave the room.
Oh, really?
That's why it doesn't really. So in films, it happens all the time. Like, objection, Your Honour, this is not right. Well, no, because I remember asking
why do they have to leave the room?
Because the objection then needs to be told to the judge.
Right.
That person shouldn't have said that, because that's blah, blah, blah.
There.
Yeah, and then the judge will make a decision on whether, no, you are correct, and then they'll come back in and they'll say, we want you to dismiss that last conversation.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Like, so that's why they don't do it
like
every
the
10
Men in
minutes.
Black thing.
Imagine every 10 minutes, objection, the jury black.
Like, oh my God.
It's like, okay.
Get my 10,000 steps today.
But hey, you're looking nice and trim. Slim and world. And also, I've been a jury for 9 months, because every time someone says something, the other one objects. There's no like sexy action like that. Objection, Your Honour. It doesn't happen.
Oh, damn it. Okay. So the films are lying to us.
Yeah. It's really not glamorous. Well, no, my experience certainly wasn't glamorous.
I think they say that. I know I've got quite a few clients that are police officers, and they say that as well. Like, see, like, what's it called? Line of duty.
Yeah.
And they say that it's like so far-fetched and like so
Really?
not what happens. And it's all dramatized. It has to be for TV, doesn't it?
Well, obviously,
But it must be annoying if you work in that and you're like, that doesn't happen like that. There's no way.
my other half, he's an inspector in the police, and it's just, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, the uniform's pretty hot, but the job description.
Nah.
I'd be like, how was your day at work? Looking for some sexy drama. And he's like, just the same as yesterday.
Paperwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No.
You get more drama in your work than he does in
Oh,
his.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Like,
I know you probably do.
yeah, I love it. I love my job. I think when people come in and say as well, like, oh, I don't know how you do the hours you do, or like, oh, you're on your field day, or like, when I was pregnant as well, and that was horrendous.
know.
The only thing getting me through was the fact that I genuinely do love my job.
Yeah.
Then I love my clients.
Yes, yeah.
Formed good relationships. I actually said, obviously, my pregnancy I was really ill, and emotionally, I was going through a really terrible thing. They were like my cheerleaders.
Yeah.
I couldn't have been a lawyer through that time.
No.
But I actually wanted to go to work to have this amazing crowd of women like cheer me on and be like, it's okay, because they knew what I was going through and they knew the circumstances and stuff, and they were so empowering. And I felt like that was a really, like, I was so fortunate to be in the position where my career was so
you have
amazing.
this like support network around you, don't you? That's
and
the thing.
95% of the people that I was working with at that point understood that I am a human person, and what I was going through was bad, and anyone in my position probably would have struggled to get out of bed in the morning. But like, so instead of judging me and being like, oh, she wasn't very good, or she was 5 minutes late, or oh my god, she's talking about how like sick she's been or whatever, they were actually not. They were just really
I think
supportive.
that's why in our industry it gets quite difficult when obviously clients have got a choice to go wherever they want, but I think that's why it's hard. You take it quite personally when clients, for whatever reason, it can be just because it maybe suits them to go somewhere else, but you can't help but take it so personally, because even though they're a client, you feel like you have this bond with them, don't you? And it's like, it's really hard.
I would say that's the worst bit of our job. So whenever anyone asks me, I used to get so anxious though. Like when I came back to the industry, it would make me physically ill because I would hate the thought that I'd upset somebody or that I hadn't provided what they wanted and they just didn't feel like they were able to say to me. And like, so I used to like chew myself alive, because there's some people that will like block you or like never come back to you. And you've built this relationship where you've seen them every 5 weeks. And then once they stop coming to you, for whatever reason, it could be that they move, it could be
a lot of
the
the
budget.
time it's probably because they don't want to offend you either, and that's why they block you, because they don't want,
But that's actually worse.
But
I would
I
so
know.
much rather. Because then
saying.
all of a sudden you've had what you considered a close, like I don't want to sound creepy and say friend, but like it is like that, because they're in every 5 weeks, you're seeing them more than you probably see your pals, and then all of a sudden they no longer are on your Facebook, they walk past you in Morrison's and you're like,
and it's very hard to keep it just purely a professional relationship, because you do spend so much time with them, and like the conversations you have, they are quite, can be quite in depth. There's not that many people that you have that much one-to-one time with. It's easy to say keep it professional, but it naturally becomes more than that.
I think we should have a blanket thing. If you want to break up with your beautician or your stylist or anybody, then just say.
And one of the other things as well that I think is really important to point out, if anybody has ever left, I would never want people to feel like they couldn't come back.
No, 100%.
Either.
Yes.
Because I know, it's a big thing for people, that it's almost like they feel embarrassed to come back. Because, like that for different reasons. They may be like through budget or...
They
like,
have better opening hours, so-and-so opens
or they
till
get
10
maybe a
o'clock at
voucher
night,
for somewhere or whatever, and people get embarrassed to come back. But for me, I love that. There's no bigger compliment than saying,
This is true.
I went somewhere else, but actually I'm back to see you, because I'm like, absolutely.
I've got some clients who...
It's a service at the end of the day.
Like, people in their world end up qualifying as hairdressers, so they go elsewhere, but then they'll come to me for their makeup at their Christmas night out, so I still get to catch up with them, and I love that. And they'll be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry I don't come to you for hair anymore. I'm like, it's not a problem. Genuinely, truly no problem. Like, I would want to, like, even if you just wanted a blow dry and the person that you go to is not available, a lot of places don't do hair ups.
True.
I do. So no, I think I've always found that difficult, especially with someone that you do think that you're really close with, and then all of a sudden they drop off the face of the earth. You're kind of left with no closure on it, and then like they stop liking your Facebook posts, and it's just the little things, and you're
it's like I know what you start to pick yourself apart, don't you? I know. That's one of the hardest parts of the job.
That's the only part of the job, because it's like breakups. Like, that's the only bit of the job that I don't like. But other than that, like, I love it.
Love it.
Yeah.
So, in other news, I've got another fun fact for you.
Oh, I love these.
Wow.
I know you love a fun fact.
We're going to have to make this like a thing. Laura's fun fact of the week.
Well, I thought you would have been missing my fun fact last time.
Oh, we did miss it last week, very much so.
Thought I'd bring a good one.
We did bring it up though. We talked about bananas.
So apparently there was a 7-year-old girl in England had been eating her hair for 5 years.
Oh gosh.
And she had to have surgery, and her bill was 80% hair.
Oh my god.
I know. So you ever see kids and they have like they've got their hair and sometimes their tummy? I know. So don't
do that.
Don't ever let your children like chew on their hair or.
My
got
gran used to-
80% of her bowel.
So was she having like huge issues, I take it?
Yeah, massive hairball.
Have they had to remove her bowel? Or how did they get that out?
I am not.
hair.
I'm not sure. I just it was a very.
We didn't read the
That's
details.
a partial fun fact. I need more.
But another one. This is the best one though. So
All right, okay.
they may, as listen for men rejoicing everywhere, they may have found a cure for baldness.
No.
What?
Swear?
Oh
no,
my
they
God.
haven't.
I swear.
Lisa's like, no.
It's like the hair strand test.
I swear. They've tested it on mice.
I thought you were saying they've tested on me. I was like,
And then she got it all off.
They've actually tested it on mice, and
my God.
the mouse.
The mouse.
The
Wait a minute. The mouse is the many mice. What have you done to us?
The many mice.
The many mice
here
they're not
has
bald.
regrown. It's
Wow. What is it?
It was going to grow. It's
this
not a
is
bald mouse.
This is the problem, right? So there's so many questions I have attached to it, and I knew you were going to ask me because I've not fully researched it.
Of course.
But I don't know how the mice ended up bald in the first place.
Yeah, so if you shave hair, it grows back. Like I know you know that in the hairdressing world. When you cut it, it
Like
keeps
most
growing.
people.
Like that's a genius way of being like.
But yeah,
we've invented this thing. Watch this. Come back in 2 weeks and you'll see it's
Well,
miraculously
the other thing
fixed.
as well is I was thinking, does it make them fluffier, make them furrier? So have you got these mice running about there
With afros.
like how much are we talking?
Totally different type of hair.
That one's got a
So
balayage.
leave that with me. I'll do a wee bit more research. But yeah, I thought that was.
Okay.
I don't know. There you go.
It's not real.
That's Mason's
Avo,
fun facts. for
that's
you.
not going to be a thing. See the way I see it as well, because clients will always say to me, like, "Oh, I've been taking this like collagen supplement and this and that and the next thing. It'd be really extortionate." And I'm like, "See if there was a cure for baldness, as in like,
Yes.
there would be no bald men, or there
Yes.
might be some because people do like it, but." That's not a thing. So you can spend
Yeah.
your £80 a month on your vitamins. It probably does the same thing as your supermarket vitamin.
Yeah.
Maybe slightly more, but not worth the money.
No.
My scientific
I've started taking biotin.
Right.
What's that?
So it's like it's a vitamin basically
nails.
that's for hair and nails. Just because it's like that approaching 40. Do you take any vitamins or
No.
anything? So I know you're supposed to start taking collagen like when you get to like a certain age, just for like hair, nails. I don't think
Well, that hair
I
strand test thing
because
apparently
collagen-
tests for that collagen level.
Yeah. Well, we're
mean-
not going to go by that, are we?
No.
No.
I mean, all I've done, because I'm now 40, so I'm in that age bracket now, but it's fine. I was looking back at photos from me from about 5-6 years ago. I look younger now than I did when I was 35. And all I've done in the last couple of years, apart from the horrific thing that I went through, I also lost a lot of hair from the mental and emotional stress of everything that happened 2 years ago. But my hair is now regrowing. Like my hair is so much thicker up here, still
Underneath, yeah.
and like my hairdresser is saying, but I mean, I was like really thin hair. It's still really thin down here because I like the length. I don't want to chop it all off.
yeah.
Yes, I'm going to borrow yours, but can I have it in my hair colour? That'd be great.
I don't know if they
I'll
sell
get-
them at the Forge Market, but if you don't take you need to take cash only. I
know.
I found that out the hard way.
It's just so from that, properly taking care of myself, like proper self-care. Like I use Korean skincare now. So changing up my skincare has definitely helped improve it. And then just drinking more water, being more mindful
Just being
of what
aware.
I'm going.
Probably being aware of
like my diet's still not 100% great, but I'm more. I now know because I do have a dairy intolerance. A hair strand 10 years ago did tell me that, but I also figured that out when I was pregnant with my youngest, that I had a dairy intolerance. Not eating dairy, I can still eat it, but I will know, one, I'll get a sore stomach if I eat too much of it, and then 2 days to 3 days later, I will have problems with my skin.
Oh,
so it's
right,
not
so it
an
comes out in that way?
immediate thing.
Okay.
And then the sore stomach and sore gut will happen maybe about 12 to 24 hours after I eat it. So it's not like I
I've
can
got
eat
tablets if you want them.
Yeah, perfect. It's not like I eat a pizza and go, oh, it
doesn't hit you straight
It doesn't
away.
hit me straight away. It depends what kind of dairy it is. But just being mindful of that
so you
sort of
can't eat
stuff.
any
It's
cheese.
so good that you know though.
cheese.
Like that's where I feel like I was let down by that hair strand test thing, because I'm like, but I could eat the same thing 4 days in a row and nothing happens to me for 3, and then on the 4th day I am absolutely crippled. Totally can't
just
leave the
don't know
house.
what
Can't do
it is.
anything. No.
That's really difficult because then you're starting going, right, okay, so what did I have like 4 days ago?
Well, I've got like a diary.
I was going to say you need to do a food
And
diary at
I
that point.
literally live on sandwiches, like in toast. It's so unhealthy. Like when you're saying like you do all this Korean skincare and whatever, I wash my face maybe once a week. You know,
That's not
like,
good.
and that is it's not good.
What do you do in between time?
I just don't. I just top up the makeup.
actually?
Yeah, it's really bad.
That's really bad.
Obviously, as well,
God.
before I was so into skincare, like, well, because Hallie hasn't
How can you wear
slept in a year.
makeup to bed? Oh my God.
Well, most of the time I'm not wearing makeup.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
Because
fair
like
enough.
I've
No.
got Hallie and stuff. Like, and I did buy a really amazing moisturizer and eye cream when I was away on holiday with Hallie. My family treated me to a spaddy.
Lovely.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And I bought all their stuff, and it has been really good. But it's a case of like flinging it on when I remember. And now that she's in her own bed, it's getting that wee bit easier. But like my self care's been rubbish for over a year. Like,
I think
so
it
bad.
depends on your skin type, because everyone always says don't forget to moisturise, don't forget to tone. I've got really, really oily skin, and I always have, and my hair's the exact same. And I actually can't put anything on my face. I wash my face literally with soap and water.
Yeah.
See if I put any kind of moisturiser, toner, even like a primer before your makeup. Oh my God, my skin is so greasy. Like,
Oh, really?
It's even at this age.
Yeah.
Like,
You
I
remember
would
they
have
used to
thought
do those
through
paper
time.
blot pads?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And you used to blot the grease off. Like, remember those?
But honestly, my skin's terrible for that. And I would have thought by now it would have improved, but it hasn't. But it's
think
not a bad.
Botox is
I
meant
don't
to
think it's a
help.
bad thing, because I think
Yeah.
it naturally, obviously, probably keeps
Moisturises
you
the
youthful.
skin. Yes.
Botox is meant to help with reducing oil.
Yeah,
I've read.
I put fake tan on my face, and it's the only thing that dries my skin out. It's so weird. I'm like at this age, but it's weird. I don't get spots. You would think having oily skin, you would get spots, but there's no way. See, if I sleep with my makeup on, then they'll come out.
It's
definitely.
the bacteria in the makeup that sits on your
I
skin
have
for
to
too
wash
long.
my face. I'd make sure I wash my makeup every
Yeah.
every
Oh, no.
night. But I wear quite a lot of makeup as well.
Yeah.
At that point, so if like double wear, you need to like chisel it off.
Every makeup artist worst nightmare. I mean, like, I'm like not the best advert for the makeup artist being that last week on screen, and then
I'm like found 2 coats foundation, then the powder, and then the bronzer. It's like
scraping that off.
my face is actually a wee bit wider by the makeup. When I take it off, it slims down. So thick it is.
Claw it with the nails.
But yeah, you just have to find what works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I
just
would love
takes
to
time.
be like one of these people that had like a skincare routine, and because I think, see, when you go for like a facial and a spa,
Oh, and they make
the
you feel
smell of this
so
stuff
good.
and your skin does look amazing after.
Yeah.
But
I
honestly,
know.
you could fry an
The
egg
woman
on
was
my
like,
head.
she's like that to me. I think you might need Botox, and I was like,
oh, charming.
thanks,
Thanks,
Charlie. Like, wait, make me feel good today.
Charming.
Yeah.
She was like, and then she was like, can I upsell me? Like, you know, their job is to sell you stuff, and I
Yeah.
am the world's worst for just being like,
Yes.
give me it all, give me everything.
Yes.
So, but she was like, you know, it just takes 20 seconds every day, and I was like, I'm going to bring Hallie in here, and you can meet her.
Yes. You
Don't
don't
have
have
to
to
tell me that,
And,
guys.
like, but that drives me mental, because see, when people say takes 2 minutes, do you know how many
No.
jobs in my life take 2 minutes, which equate
Yes.
to 8 hours worth of jobs?
Yes.
I know.
You have to prioritise in your brain.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like, you know, are
Yeah.
we sleeping in baby sick tonight?
Yes.
Or am I doing a facial on myself? Well,
Yes.
okay, we're weighing out the pros and
know.
cons
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
Because my
You know.
child is not asleep and currently is crying,
Yeah.
so therefore
Yeah.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
wash my face. Yes, but also disclaimer: my children are older, so I'm
Yeah,
able
so
to
you've got
have
that.
a better routine. Like I was right there where you are when
And
they
that
were younger.
probably contributes to it as well, because
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of stress comes with raising children, like the lack of sleep
Yeah,
and everything.
absolutely.
And probably now that the girls are getting up a bit,
Yeah.
you've got a wee bit more time for yourself,
Yes,
and that in
exactly.
turn probably brings a wee bit more calmness in your
Yeah.
life as well.
And Ella's at that stage now. She's the 11-year-old, so she's wanting to learn this stuff too. And I'm like, yes, excellent. Right, let's
Yeah.
wash your face properly.
Because obviously last year they were all asking for mini fridges and drunk elephant
we,
for
we
Christmas.
spoke about that.
That's
yeah,
wild.
she's not quite there yet, thank God. But
I don't, well, I was asking my clients last week actually because I've started booking in Christmas hair appointments. How
I know.
it's just mental.
Yep.
What the in thing was this year, but there doesn't seem to be an in thing. But have you seen
yet.
that arcade one up infinity table?
No.
Nope, go for it. What's
So
that?
what's
It's
this?
like a giant iPad on legs. And it's like an interactive. It's got every game on it ever.
Oh,
so
God.
they're like, I think they're like £900.
Okay.
And
What,
basically,
like the size of a television?
yeah, it's probably about the size of that mirror behind Sarah, so it's big.
Oh, wow.
And obviously, so you can play up to 4 people, and it's got like so many games for kids. It's got so many games for adults. Paul and I are right into it, so we.
You bought one.
So is it like your coffee table?
Well, it's yeah.
So does it stand upright like a television, or is it flat? Oh,
No,
right,
no,
okay.
it stands. I think you can buy the ones that go on the sofa. But I was so unbelievably impressed by how many games for kids, because one of the things, obviously, it's like, so I've got a 1-year-old. I've got a 1-year-old now.
I know.
But before, like, my ex had a wee one, and she was like sort of 4, 5, 6, and there's not that many games that can involve a child that they can physically play. Well, this thing does.
Oh, wow.
So it's got like hungry hippos, so they have to tap the hippo.
Okay.
It's got whack-a-mole, so they have to tap the. So there's quite a lot of games that you can actively
Things that
play.
that were board games.
Yeah, but like you wouldn't necessarily, as an adult, maybe enjoy some of that stuff. Whereas actually, because it's on an interactive board, no, so do I. But like age appropriate wise, there's so much for younger children. So like you know, my 1-year-old plays Happy Hippo. Hungry Hippo, so she knows to tap. And like, you know, what other game can I play with a 1-year-old?
I know.
Like, there's hundreds and hundreds on this game. So it's really good. So I think that'll be Christmas this year. I know it's like early to talk about that. It's not even Halloween yet, but I'm feeling like I'm going to have the family over. And like, it comes with however many, don't really know. And then you can buy. So there's like Monopoly is like £6 or whatever.
But like the way the Xbox says, you can buy add-ons.
But it means you don't have board games in your house anymore. And like, so should the mood take you of like you having some adult friends over and you wanted maybe like, I think Cluedo's free on it, but like you wanted like something, I don't know, there's loads of like poker and all that.
So what's this called?
It's Arcade 1-Up Infinity.
That sounds really cool because I love board games.
Yeah.
And that is the thing, they take up so much space.
So much space. It is really heavy. That's
I told
the
you
thing.
about Monopoly and Scrabble, like Willow loves all them.
Yeah, so it's all on there.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there was a Monopoly came for free with it, and then obviously you can buy the editions. But yeah, there's like wacky racers.
That's like Chrissy's worst nightmare. He hates board games.
But like maybe he'd like it because it's like interactive.
So convenient. And so tidy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he hates the mess.
There we go. So no mess.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to sell it to him.
That's just the only thing is
Watch his space.
it's like £900. That's
that's fair
only.
enough. Yeah.
And then you have to buy games.
Yeah.
But definitely a win because then they'll update. Like, there's one and
Could
it's
be
a
a
word
group
game,
present.
and it's the two of you play, and it gives you letters, and it's who can make the most words out of the letters.
Right, okay.
So then it's like a game
But
against.
is it mainly like board game things on it?
Well, it's like a mix. So like that one I've never seen as a game, but there is like Tapple and there's Monopoly and there's Cluedo and then there's also all your card games. So there's like Solitaire, there is poker, there's gin rummy, then there's non-games for kids. So there's like colouring in.
Oh, okay.
There's, what else did I do with Hallie? I can't remember. Like there's just the piano.
And they do their
like
maths homework on it.
I don't know. I mean, I like it is at the point, like, but it's massive. It was really good. I'm really enjoying it. It came last week, you know. Lisa's ADHD, and amongst that, so what's happened is Hallie started going to bed.
Yay!
I know. So she goes into her own cot at 7. She doesn't sleep right through or anything, but I've now got this couple of hours where I'm like,
yes,
what did I do? So I got a sewing machine, and I decided I would make her a quilt.
How's that going? No.
I love your weird, crazy ideas.
Yeah, but so what I've done is I collected all her clothes from the first year of her life.
Yes.
And then I knew I was going to get them made into a blanket, which by the way is like £300. So I decided I can make a blanket. I cannot.
That's me.
But what's now happened is I've cut all her clothes up into squares. So like you have to glue it to another bit of square. It just took forever. I was like, oh my God, this is horrendous.
That's why it cost £300.
Yes.
That's exactly why.
That's why when people say to you, I want a balayage, and
I've
you're
done
like,
my
by the
own
way, it's
colour.
this. I
I
know.
could do that.
Yeah, no. I bought a machine that embroiders.
Know your own
I
trade,
thought, I'll
stick to
put like wee phrases on it and whatever. Oh my God, what a nightmare.
Stick to
it
what
looks
you
like
know.
a child's drawn Hallie on the, it's just terrible.
Oh
So
God.
now, like, so every time Paul comes in, he's like that, where's that going to go? And I'm like, in the room where hobbies go to die.
Yes.
There is a cupboard in the guest room that just has shelves of like,
Next to the tiny little Halloween, you could get them out. It's nearly Halloween. The wee
coffins, remember?
Oh
talking about them
yeah,
before.
no, they're in the attic.
Yeah.
We
They
didn't
got,
get
they
them
got
out.
shifted one up.
Oh wow.
But there is like, and then I started looking at like, so somebody when Hallie was born got this beautiful, it was like a knitted jumper and it had Hallie like in daisy.
Yes.
It had like daisy chain kind of knit, beautiful. And I was like, I could make that. So then I'm looking up knitting machines because I don't have the patience to knit a jumper. Well, I know that I would know how to.
Oh
but
my
like even
God.
then I would knit like, you know, a Barbie
Why
scarf.
not just buy the knitted jumper and then...
No, Lana, because there's no fun in that.
She was a bit.
I like to achieve. I want to be able to achieve this on my own.
Come from the girl that's got to no 2 minutes to spare.
No.
I have like, you know, an hour and a half every night at 7 o'clock. And I would rather do that than watch Coronation Street. I just can't bring myself to that level yet. I just haven't hit 60 where I feel like, do you know what my life's at? EastEnders. No, it's not at that level.
Not yet.
I'd be mistaken for Hallie's gran if that was like, what is it you're doing? I'm drinking a...
and sitting knitting in front of the tellies, no.
no, I was going to buy a machine. So also there's a knitting machine. Ranges from $25.99 to $450.99 on Amazon. And I have no clue to know. That's why I use ChatGPT.
There we go.
Hi ChatGPT, and then I send it a photo and say, how do I make this? And it comes back with overwhelming amounts of things. But my rule is, because I know I'm very partial to a hobby and maybe not so partial to sticking with it, I have to, if it's over 50 quid, I have to want it for at least a week.
It's very good.
A week's not very long.
No, it's not.
For ADHD, it's quite a
I was
long
going to
time.
say, in Lisa terms, that's very long.
Wow.
Because sometimes I can sleep on an idea and be like, oh, no. I mean, for a fleeting moment, I did think that maybe I could be a travel agent as well as a hairdresser.
Oh, God.
Because I was talking so much about holidays and I was like, I could do that on the side. I'm banging at finding a deal. And then, I woke up the next morning and was like, definitely
No.
not. I've got enough on my plate.
Exactly.
So that's why a week's quite a long time to still want to do something.
Yes, yeah,
So,
fair play. I'm actually quite impulsive, so I do feel that. I do get that.
Yeah, so it's like, I have actually rescued animals on a whim and learned. Like I had a horse at one point. I had a Siamese cat.
Nothing surprises me.
No. So when I have these mental ideas, I usually need someone to talk me off the ledge. But unfortunately with the embroidery machine, there is now 300 squares of Hallie's clothes all cut out and Pritt sticked onto a bed sheet, which I then now need to work out how to sew
You'll
together.
get there. You will do it because you've got the determination. You'll get there with it, and you will do it. But just maybe not in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
No, that's the problem.
I
I'll
will
take the
get,
notion.
like, if you're anything like me, like, I'll get things done. I'll get round to them eventually.
Yeah.
It's like, have you sorted out our bank yet?
No. And I still I've still got the cricket machine to make other things.
Oh yeah, I had one of those.
It is
See,
a
that's in the area where hobbies go to die.
Yeah. It is a work in progress. It will come eventually.
fine.
Just patience is a virtue.
See, when I've opened up my Etsy shop and I've got a knitting machine that I'm
Yeah.
like whirling it around, and they look quite cool. You basically just put the wheel round, you spin it, and it creates you a big sleeve. And then I think somehow or other you need to sort of stick all that together, and voila, you have a jumper.
Well, if it's easy, get on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. But I have to prove that I've
could
done
make
the
us ones
embroidery
with the
thing
logo.
first, because Paul's like, that right now on the dining room table is this massive brother machine, huge, with all these functions that I have no idea what it does, and I couldn't even thread the thing for about a week. So I was trying to find a YouTube video, and I was like, "This is a nightmare. There's a gap in the market for a YouTube video on this exact machine," because it was people that seemed to know what they were talking about. It was like, well, I'm a novice.
But that's what YouTube is everyone talking about everything that they know.
But what if you
trying
want to
teach
learn a
people.
new skill?
I agree. It takes a special person to teach someone who has
I'm
no
not.
You learn
absolutely
and
no
you
idea.
make that video.
Yes.
I can't, because it would be like that. Right, guys, this is taking me 48 working hours, and actually all we need to do is I can't talk you through it. I need to just do it. It's like instruments. I mean, I think I've had every instrument known to man as well at one point or another.
It doesn't surprise
One
me.
time just went out and bought a piano. What's wrong with me?
This is why we sleep on impulsive decisions.
Yeah, this
Yes.
is why we have the week rule.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So,
That's fair enough.
like on piano, I can play fluently 2 songs at advanced level. So
Well
it
done.
looks to the general public like I'm banging at piano, but that's it.
That's it. You can't play
I can,
anything
like,
else.
can't play a single other thing. So it's like 2 hands moving, and it's like, oh my god, you can play piano. Secrets out. I cannot.
That's
It's
your
just
first
those
piece.
2.
Just those two. That's all you need. That's all you need.
One of them's
Yeah.
Titanic, so it's not exactly great.
We're all going to cry.
I was actually playing piano. The Princess Royal has a piano in the labour, like
Really?
down the stairs. So I was having contractions and playing piano.
I think
Oh my
there's
God.
nothing nicer than somebody being able to play an instrument.
I know, it's very cool.
I bought Chris a guitar
Yeah.
about 4 years ago, and a book on how to play the guitar.
Yeah.
Because Chris is a really good singer, like
Okay.
a really good
Oh,
singer.
really? Yeah.
So I was like, it'd be quite cool for you to play the guitar and sing at the
Yeah.
same time.
Oh, look at you setting up a hot guy. Like,
Well done. Did it work?
No, he's
No.
never
never-
even strummed the thing. Ever.
Good try though.
And I keep saying but he's determined, like he's not getting rid of it. So when we were getting all the loft done,
Yeah.
it came out and then it went back
It
in
came
again.
out.
Oh my God.
And I was like, what are we doing with that? Like, I don't
Yeah.
mind if you want to sell it, then it's
Yeah.
fine. I'm not going to take offence. But
I'll buy
no,
it.
he's still hanging on. He's still hanging on to it in the book there, and it's a kind of like a running joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know.
so I can play guitar to an alright
Can you?
level. Yeah.
Well done.
I used to gig. I
You
was
did,
I was
yeah.
a singer and did
In a
I
previous
think he
previously.
probably could play it because he's really musical, and you know,
Apparently
It's
singing
just getting
and
the
playing.
time.
Apparently singing and playing guitar is really hard though.
yeah. But yeah,
I'm
multitasking though.
not
really
very good at the
that.
guitar. I was only basic level,
Yeah.
and like now my nails
You can
are
only play
pretty-
2 songs like the piano.
No,
Yeah,
I don't.
exactly.
No, it's just a piano.
Because you playing bass on the guitar.
Basically, like Hallie for her birthday got like a xylophone and she got a fake keyboard, and I've been sitting doing like row your boat and stuff like that because I can't read music, so I've never been able to read music on any of the instruments, so I have to play by what's written as a letter instead of a note. Can't read it, so it was like 3 2 1 3 2 1 3 3 3 like whatever it would be like. And my nana, she plays piano like really well, and she's like, what are you saying that for?
That's like the recorder though.
4 4 5.
Did everyone played the recorder though?
Oh yeah.
You seen that meme about?
Well, I didn't.
Did you not?
No.
Have you not seen that thing on TikTok just now? And it's the wee song sitting in the corner playing the recorder.
No,
Please tell me you've watched them. Oh no,
I've not seen that.
I need to send you some of these.
I did see a meme that had said like, so glad I went to high school and I learned how to play 3 Blind Mice on the recorder, because in an adult life that has really served me well. Whereas for me, probably would have.
Yeah.
I know, but you don't really see recorders in any bands. Like it's not really a thing. So it's such a weird thing like to teach people.
It's just like noise in it. It's like the kazoo. Do you remember the kazoo?
Oh, yes.
Please tell me your schools had kazoos.
Yes.
At the Christmas nativity.
Yes.
No.
Are you joking? Do you know what it is?
No.
It's like a plastic pipe
Oh,
with a hole and it goes.
No.
Right, so you just basically blow into the tune that you want to blow, like so.
No, I think that's where the recorder probably stepped up.
Probably.
Right, well, so that's more advanced. So at our school, like you needed your kazoo. It was the highlight of your year, and you were raging if you had to go to practice for the
Borrow
Christmas
somebody else's.
No, but they wouldn't have it. They would have to have their own kazoo. People like were quite protective.
Yeah,
of
that's
their
like the
kazoo.
recorders though.
Well, no wonder, it's
but they had
slaving
a
and everything in
spare,
it.
but cleaning it with that big pole.
don't.
But like, yeah, I don't know who thought it would be a good idea to have like 50 children like
that's not a
singing,
good idea.
away in a manger on a kazoo.
God. So glad I didn't go to your school.
That's that's.
We had some wild tunes at the school morning thing. Well, I didn't go to a religious school, right? But see some of the tunes banging.
Yeah.
Mary had a baby. Yes, Lord. Mary had a baby. Do you not know that one?
No.
Please stop.
They went on.
Shine, Jesus, shine.
And on that note,
I think we should wrap this up.
I can't believe it. Why? I can't have been the only person that went to school that had that.
no, we did. We had this little.
We had the
We had
tunes.
this little light of mine.
That's a boring one. Did you not have anthems?
No, I wouldn't say anthems. I
Oh
wouldn't go
my
as far
God,
as
we had like ones that we were all like, oh, please, can we do that one?
yeah, we did, but not to
No,
that.
not a light of mine. Not shine, Jesus, shine, or
I'm familiar with that one, but I wasn't exactly. Yes, let's sing that, please.
I don't know that I had that much energy.
Exactly. These songs that you have to sing in assembly. Oh,
Banging me.
you know, like on your ringtone, do 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 do.
but you had to pay for ringtones. Yeah. Whereas now, if it makes
And
noise,
I'm not religious either,
know.
so I mean the whole situation is just pretty mental. I have found myself singing to Hallie at night sometimes, and these songs creep up on me. I have sung Away in a Manger a few times. Would you just try to find something soothing?
Yeah, you
Twinkle,
do what
twinkle.
you need to do.
Twinkle Twinkle Little Star all the way.
Oh, she can sing that. Then she does
sing that.
actions. That wakes her up.
That makes it up. Fair enough.
On that note, we're doing a wedding episode, so we've been sent quite a lot of photos. So
And
photos,
stories.
No, well, we might have.
Yeah.
We've been sent some stories. So if anyone has any stories that they would like to share for our wedding episode, then
Or any fun hair facts that you would like me to bring in.
to read half of. She won't read the whole thing. She'll pick her favourite bits of it, and then actually probably the more interesting parts, she'll be like, "No, I don't know the answer to
Not
that part."
sure.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I like a bit of
yes.
mystery around it.
All right. Okay. I mean. Like she'd be great on a quiz. In fact, we need to talk about that next week. She was on a quiz, and I found her. She was on the TV, but
Next
we'll
week.
come back to
Like
that.
2.5 years ago.
Yeah, but you were also on there with Willow. I found you on that as well. Pure creeped.
On a quiz?
No, there was a programme with you and a small child.
Yeah,
which I
no, me and
presume's-
Willow were on BBC Tiny Happy People. We've done a few series. That
Yeah.
was a thing,
Look
though.
at her, she's
That
like-
wasn't a quiz show, though. That
You're
was
my
a
claim to
programme.
fame now.
Yeah.
Love it. But we will bring that out for the next episode.
Yeah.
Here at Behind the Mirror podcast, we have decided to do a little competition to give you guys something back. We are 3 Glasgow-based girls that have started a podcast, all happy, high energy stories that we hope brings some joy to your day. So in order to give back, we are asking that you spread the word of our podcast by giving us a wee share, a like, a follow, a subscribe, whatever you're able to do. And in return, your name will be put in to win a £100 voucher from any 3 of us, whoever you're nearest, whatever service you prefer, whether it's a colour, a makeup, a braid, cut and blow dry, you can make the decision. Thank you so much for your support and your loyalty. Thank you for listening, watching, liking, and subscribing to our podcast. We have a weekly main episode available on YouTube, and if you'd like to subscribe to our late night episodes, they are on Patreon now, where you can hear more of the juicy gossip that we do not share on the main episodes. Bye.